But speaking of comedians, the new comedian on the scene is none other than Caitlyn Jenner.
Who?
Caitlyn Jenner, you know the transsexual.
Tell me he's not, she's not, whatever the fuck he hears. That thing is trying to do comedy.
That sexy lady is now she's a comedy roaster and she's roasting Alec Baldwin.
Adam, one of the funniest stories in my entire book, The Joke Man, Madison. One of the funniest stories in this book is about Bruce Jenner. That was Caitlyn Jenner many moons ago. And it's so funny. I'm not going to give it away, but I wrote notes for Howard all the time, and some people caught on and some people didn't. And you got to read the story because it's not totally flattering to Bruce Jenner or Caitlyn Jenner. He's doing comedy.
Yeah. Would you like to hear my Caitlyn Jenner joke that I wrote?
I would love to hear it.
Say, Caitlyn Jenner wants to play a superhero in one of the films. Well, why not make her the new Wolverine? Because she's already one of those X-Men.
That's funny. That's a good joke. That's a good joke. I heard a guy say the other day, it's funny because Bruce Jenner was on remember Wheaties, the cereal Wheaties?
Yeah.
And Bruce Jenner was on the box, and now he has one.
Yeah,
that's a very funny guy from Boston. That's his joke. A really funny guy. God, now I got to think of his name, and I don't know his name, but he's a really good guy.
It's the same that they say Caitlyn Jenner's ex-wife was such a cunt that he developed one.
She was such a cunt that he caught it. It's so funny because Bruce Jenner and Kris Jenner were married and had all these kids, and they lived across the street or down the street from Stuttering John and his wife and his kids. And they used to party all the time together. And the Jenner Kardashian house was so nuts that John's ex-wife said, they were still married. She said, this is crazy here. You guys should have your own TV show. It's actually Susanna Melendez's idea for them to do a reality show. And I don't think of course, they never gave her a nickel, I hope they did. Maybe they did. But as far as I know, they didn't. But, I've never watched any of that. I don't understand any of that garbage. They dress those girls up and put on makeup and do everything they can. And it's like, I don't know if you knew Otto and George, but Otto and George was like, do you ever see a big fat broad with bright blonde hair and red lipstick? He says like putting whipped cream on dog shit.
Did you ever hear Otto and George's impression of Jerry Seinfeld?
Me and Otto were such asshole buddies for so long because starting in 1979, we were the two guys that were too dirty. There were people that really loved us, but there were a lot of bookers avoided us like the plague. They just would not use us, so we had a bond and we were in a movie together. You probably never heard of this movie called Comedy's Dirtiest Dozen. And it's me and Otto, Tim Allen, Chris Rock, Bill Hicks. There was like 12 really dirty, really funny people. It's called Comedy's Dirtiest Dozen. It came out in like 1990, but it got reissued on DVD. And I'm pretty sure it's, I don't know if it's on Netflix or Amazon, but if you Google Comedy's Dirtiest Dozen, and it's dated, but it's fucking funny. It was killer. But I don't remember him specifically with Seinfeld, but he was just off the charts funny, just crazy, Well, there's another guy, the fucking drugs got a hold of him, man, and never let go,
Well, for those that haven't heard the impression, he goes, I thought I'd do some observational humor, like Jerry Seinfeld. Do you ever notice when you kick your girlfriend in the cunt, she can't stop calling the cops?
You know, way back when he cut the hair on his dummy's head and made it a flap, and underneath he painted it all red. And he used to say, "Here's my impression of the Kennedy assassination." He'd go, "Pow!" And the dummy would throw his head back, and the hair would flap back, and the top of his head was all red. It was so off the charts that, I mean, people literally couldn't believe it. And he went to all that trouble for that one horrible, nasty, "My impression of the Kennedy assassination. Pow! Pow!" Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, what a delightfully funny. You know, I gave him a joke for the Comedy's Dirtiest Dozen that's in there. And I was always so proud because I didn't give him a joke. I gave him a tagline because he said, "Yeah, this girl I was with last night, she was so fat, she spread her legs, and a fucking Greyhound bus came driving out." And I said to him, "You should add to that." Yeah, and the bus driver had a toothpick. The bus driver had a clothespin on his nose. It's worth downloading the movie just to hear him say that. A fucking Greyhound bus came out of a cunt, and the driver had a clothespin on his nose. Oh, who could make that up?